everybody, welcome back. YouTube.com/Geek Aloud for a late night install here. Ghostwire Tokyo just added to the Xbox Game Pass service in the last few hours. It's made its appearance, so we are installing it here as a late night edition of Let's Install on Geek Aloud. Of course, series is over 550 videos and 4 years old at this point. We're going strong. And Ghostwire Tokyo is an excellent entrant at 25.88 gigabytes. Now, if you go back a year on the channel of GEA, our Thursday night video game podcast here on YouTube, we discuss, I say we, myself and Unky Dunky, full in-depth detailed discussion on both of us platinuming Ghostwire Tokyo on the PS5 version when it came out originally, as I said, a year ago. But today it comes out finally to the Xbox. The year exclusivity has ended for the PlayStation. It's now, of course, it's a Microsoft-owned game, and there was just a contract tying it up. But now, day and date, launch on Xbox, day one, straight into the excellent Xbox Game Pass service. Is there a better service running around on video games? No, there isn't. And of course, I'll be discussing this on GEA tomorrow night. It'll just be myself and Unky Dunky, the original formula, if you will, for the Gaming Enforcement Agency. Bully, unfortunately, will be on duty in his real job, so Unky and I will take the reins of the Gaming Enforcement Agency and bring it to you tomorrow night. I'll discuss my hands-on impressions of this here Ghostwire Tokyo port that I'll be playing this evening. I'm very excited to go back on with it. For me, as I said, I platinumed it on PlayStation. Massive fan of the story in this game. Such a story-heavy, fantastic game. I feel the reviewers, no one did it justice when it first came out from a, critical standpoint. The official reviewers out there thought it wasn't much chop, but I got to tell you, it moved me emotionally. There were tears for me at the end of the story. Oh, I'm going out on a limb, and I'm going to say it was maybe a 35-hour platinum, I think, from memory. I'd have to go to PSN profiles and check out my playtime on there. I think it was around 30, 35 hours to pick up the platinum and wrap up the story. I think you can wrap up the story in, 20 or 25 hours, depending on whether you mainline it and go for all the extra bits. If you played Crackdown, there's like collectibles all throughout the city on the rooftops and stuff. You got to collect those up, go back to the phone booth, and then you sort of deposit them. You're in a very surreal, it's almost a dreamlike version of Tokyo. And anyway, you've got all these warping powers and everything. It's a lot of fun. If you like verticality, open city, like a small GTA city, like maybe like a GTA 3 style size city. It's a small rendition of Tokyo, beautifully realized on the PlayStation 5. I'm expecting big things here on the Xbox, but tune back in tomorrow night. Once I've gone hands-on tomorrow night, I'll have gameplay footage rolling that I'll capture later on this evening, and myself and Unky Dunky, as I said, will pull it apart. We will discuss it all tomorrow night right here on the Gaming Enforcement Agency. But for now, let's install Ghostwire Tokyo. As I said, 25.88 gigabytes. If you're already an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, I'm telling you, it is well worth the download. 2 big thumbs up from me. Get it. Available now thanks to Xbox Game Pass's day one inclusion. Fantastic work there, guys. Keep it up. Here we go. Let's install. Oh, it's getting exciting now, isn't it? You can feel it. Ghostwire Tokyo installed right here, youtube.com/Geek Aloud. Let's boot it on up now. Check out that main menu. See what kind of options we have available. Is there graphics? Are there performance settings we recommend changing? Is there a, 4K versus 60 frames per second mode? That sort of thing. I don't believe there's any copyrighted music on display here, but if there are any random cuts or edits, I apologize. It'll be us dancing around, possibly, maybe, main menu copyrighted, commercial music. We'll see what happens. Tango Gameworks. As I said, can't recommend this game highly enough. Beautiful Bethesda release. Originally 1 year ago onto the PlayStation. I'm wondering if it says anywhere there. Nope, didn't read it. Thought maybe they would have to have shouted them out in the credits. Although, being that they only come to finish, surely not. Now, HDR settings. I'm not going to set mine up now as I've got the studio lights on, but you should definitely take the time on the way in to set yours appropriately. Let's open up the options. Game language, English, yes please. Audio language, English for me, thanks. I don't like reading anything. Autosave frequency, 5 minutes is the minimum. I always go for the minimum. What are they? The Bethesda Fallout and Skyrim. What are they? Fallout and Elder Scrolls. They're the ones I'm looking for. They let you drop that autosave frequency, I think down to 3 minutes or maybe even 2, which is fantastic. I would love every 1 minute autosave personally. And then if they could let me switch between autosave slots, that would even be better. Bob Strength, I'll leave that by default. Disable time limits off, reduce horror effects off, show barriers, yes, that makes a lot of sense to leave that on. Filter mode, oh god, we're not going to put on monochromatic, no thank you. Okay, so they're the changes I would recommend there. Do I have to hit save settings? Except, alright, let's jump over to controls. Now I doubt, oh now wait, there was a serious update we had to do for all of this. I'm going to have to go back and check my notes. Dodge control type. Man, I'm going to have to go back and check my notes. We detailed it in full in GEA about a year ago on the Gaming Enforcement Agency when we discussed this game in full. There are some serious tweaks we had to make, but I feel like those tweaks were turning the camera acceleration and deceleration up to 100, so I'm wondering if that optimized controller scheme is now a year later hopefully patched in as the default one. I'll leave it as default for now, but that is worth noting that maybe you want to come back and tweak that. Subtitles off, thanks. All that's fine. Show compass, yeah. Reticule, yeah. All the defaults there are fine. HDR, as I said, take the time to set up yourself. Don't need to change colorblind. Here we go. Graphics mode, quality mode. Absolutely not. We want performance mode. That is an absolute must. You want to see this game running in silky smooth 60 frames per second. I also recommend turning off the film grain. I didn't like the look of it. Ceramic apparition, however, that's a lens flare. You know, when you turn past a light and you get that distorted like the blue or the red pop. Ceramic apparition. I love it. Leave it on every day of the week. Motion blur. Turn it off entirely. We'll go ahead, we'll go ahead and save those settings. Sounds, master volume, standard fare there. We'll leave all those up. So, they're my recommended settings. As I said, keep your eye on the channel. I may put a little video up for the controller if that in fact needs to be changed. But I'll hope, fingers crossed, that the developers have implemented there were articles about it a year ago when it came out. This is the control scheme you want. Hopefully they've baked those in as the default now. But let's pull up the particulars and wrap up this here Let's Install. I can tell you currently Ghostwire Tokyo is version 1.8.0.0, and that is a full and complete install size of 25.9 gigabytes. Thank you very much for watching another Let's Install right here on Geek Aloud. I do appreciate your time and investment in watching this Let's Install series. It's an absolute joy of my life to be creating these. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you also enjoy the Gaming Enforcement Agency. As I said, tomorrow night, 8 PM right here on Geek Aloud. What else can you do with the channel? Like it, subscribe it. You'll never miss it. Was luck. Hey, that's something. Donkey.
Unky Dunky.